Hi, welcome to the 2011 Canadian National Veterans Rendezvous. My name is Reginald Angus. I'm here with the gentleman that's involved with reporting on Agent Orange, Kenneth Young. Ken, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was in the Canadian Army for 13 years. I went to a number of countries with the Canadian Army, Germany for a long posting, and Cyprus. I traveled a lot while I was in the Army, so I think during the time I was in the Army I was in 26 countries, but not all on operational. But I did get hurt in Gagetown because of the use of Agent Orange and Agent White there. Excuse me. I am the last Veterans Ombudsman, face and voice of Agent Orange in Canada. I am one of the members of the Agent Orange Association of Canada and a number of other Agent Orange associations.
Are you going to Vietnam too?
Yes, I was invited by the VA, which is the victims of Agent Orange in Vietnam, to come and give a speech on use of Agent Orange in Canada to the World Conference on Agent Orange Dioxin in August of this year. I'm also further asked to stay and travel the country and visit the other Agent Orange associations in Vietnam, which I'm going to. I'm quite pleased to do this.
Could you tell us a little bit about the Agent Orange and how it was? I know I interviewed Chris Arsenal in the past, and you helped him write his book.
Well, I didn't help him write it, but we did give him the documentation that he was able to, and we did correct some of the errors that he had in it, or at least pointed out the errors to him so he could correct it. Chris was quite active with us, and we were giving him quite a bit of information. But that was very much in the beginning of the Agent Orange investigation, and there's a lot more information that has turned up since then, and a lot more documentation that proves what we've been saying all along, which is it was being tested and engaged down for use in Vietnam.
Yeah, wasn't it back from the sometime in the 60s all the way up to about 65 or
1956 up to 1984.
84
inclusive. And they continued spraying it even though it was lost its registration in 1984. They continued spraying it for another 3 years, the Agent White.
So what kind of compensation are people going to get now that have been exposed to this?
There is no compensation. There has been no compensation. There probably never will be any compensation. The government likes to think an ex gratia payment of $20,000 to 1/2 of 1% of the possible victims is handled the problem, but ex gratia payment is not compensation. It is not medical care. It is nothing. It is, here you go, we don't agree that it was our fault, and we accept no responsibility or guilt for what happened.
So you have a website where people can go and look at additional information?
I personally don't, but there is agentorangealert.com, and there's the Agent Orange Association of Canada.
And they can contact you through one of those?
Or they can contact me through Facebook, Kenneth H. Young CD. They can contact me through Art O'Connor, which is Agent Orange Alert. They can contact me through Ken Dobie, which is the Agent Orange Association of Canada. I'm not hard to get a hold of.
And all the patches that you have on your vest here, I realize it's getting kind of warm, so I only want to ask a couple more questions, and that way you don't have to wear this anymore. Could you quickly just describe a couple of the patches, if possible?
Well, I started off with a few patches of my own, and like the RCR patch here. But then I put it on Facebook, and I said, look, it's my red jacket, my red vest for Red Friday, and if you want your regiment represented, send me a badge. And before long, I was being sent badges. And the next thing you know, it's like, even being here this time, I end up with 6 more badges to put on it. So, and I have one lady that's going to be sending me the 1st Canadian Mounted Cavalry from the First World War.
Wow.
So, but I represent all these people with the Canadian Veterans Advocacy. in their group, I fight for all the veterans issues, not just Agent Orange.
Yeah.
And we try to deal with the government and VAC and the Veterans Ombudsman on any issue that is necessary to help veterans.
And is there any last words you want to share? Because I know it's starting to warm up here, and I don't want to have you wear your vest that much longer in this heat.
Canada, please believe that Gagetown, Agent Orange, Agent White, Agent Purple, and all the rest of the rainbow chemicals were used. All the chemicals we used were 2 to 3 years later used in Vietnam. To me, that is testing, because even the general that was in charge of the spraying in Vietnam was in Gagetown watching us do our work before they'd done it in Vietnam.
Well, thank you very much, sir,
You're
Kenneth,
quite
for
welcome.
everything that you've done. Thank you so much. That's Kenneth Young. I highly suggest that people hook up with Kenneth on Facebook, and that way hopefully he can keep you updated. If he has any updates on the information on Agent Orange or any other sprays that they've done, thank you again.
You're welcome.